Well, I'll be going through how to install Ubuntu 18 server on VirtualBox. So let's go through on. First of all, what we have to do is we have to create a new VM. So let's name it as Ubuntu 18 for now, and select as Linux Ubuntu 64. Yeah, it's already selected. If not, you can go on and click on Ubuntu 64 and Linux. Then you don't have to give 2 GB is enough, as you can see over here. Ubuntu server requirements. So so it says that you need to at least have 4 GB of RAM and hard disk of 30 GB. So it's that's the minimum requirement. So if you have something like 16 GB, then better to give 8 GB because it might seem faster. And create a virtual hard disk now, VDI, dynamically allocated. So in here it don't mind if you give 2 TB or not, because you don't have to have 2 TB. Mine is 512 SSD, so you don't have to have 2 TB, but you can give 2 TB if you want. The thing is that this is not a fixed size. Whenever you add files, the size get increased, so this is a dynamic one. So I'll give it as 70 for now. So let's keep it 80. 80 is much enough. So let's start it. The VM is created, so we need to install Ubuntu now. So let me go to add, then documents, Ubuntu server, and this is my ISO file. So I'm going to choose this and start it. So let me maximize. No, it's going to still look the same, right? Yeah. Let's give it some time. So the preferred language, you can give anything. I'd say it's better to give English unless you are from these countries. So English. So the layout of the keyboard, it's English US, English US. Yes, done. As you can see in the bottom, as over here, you can see there is done and back. You can move through those with your arrow keys. Then press enter. Then yeah, install Ubuntu. And my DHCP for IP version, yeah, if you don't have any IP address over here, let's say that N0S3, uh, it doesn't have, and currently it says that currently has address 10.0.2.15, right? So if you don't have any address, it's something issue with your Wi-Fi. Like, there are firewalls that doesn't allow virtual machines to get an connection, get a connection. So it won't give an IP address, like, in a university or somewhere in an organization, they won't allow to have VM to get the IP address of or the connection from the router. So it is, if you don't have an IP address, it's better to connect to some hotspot or on, because you need to download files after uninstalling, right? So we need an IP address. Yes, click on, and let's keep the proxy address blank. Then use an entire disk. Yes, use the entire disk, or if not, you can go to manual and edit it as you want, but it's better to use an entire disk, because usually in Linux we use the entire disk. So yeah, 80 GB. All done, enter. So are you sure you want to continue? Yes, continue, enter. So I'll give my name as Umair Hussain, and server name as, let's keep it as Umair. Oops, sorry. Yep. Umair, yeah, Hussain. Can I keep it? Yeah, Umair Hussain. Username, let's keep that as, let me change the server name to boom, right? And username as Umair. Password, I'll just give Umair for that too, UMAIR. UNAIR. And SSH identity, no, I'm not gonna import. So move downwards and press enter. So here it started to install the system. As you can see on the top, installing system. It started to install the system, and you can view the log by pressing the arrow key and enter. So these files will be downloaded and installed in the server, so it might take some time. That depends on your internet connection. Well, mine is very slow, ultra slow, so it's gonna take some time. I'm not gonna fast forward it because you all should see what's going on here. If not, I can fast forward it, but if you, yeah, if you are feeling bored, or if you want to fast forward it, you can move on the video and go on. And it's gonna take 71.6 MB for of archive, so it's gonna take a lot of time because mine is very slow. I have a very slow connection. So yeah, and meanwhile I'll show you something. So let me go to try hack me. Uploads, reset upload. If you have those reset upload button, click it like 7 times or 10 times until it goes. Yeah, in the upload instruction, here it says that uploading a virtual machine image, right? So NVMe images will be automatically converted. Yeah, this uses the S3 bucket of AWS, I guess. So AWS need these types of requirements for the VM images to be converted. Uh, so this process can take up to 30 minutes depending on this is about the uploading this file. We do this easier to make infrastructure cloud. All right, maximum size. So the maximum file upload size is gonna be 20 GB. We talk about this later, but yeah, give an intro. About 30 GB in the sense that after installing this, yeah, this file is gonna be very small, but like the operating system like gonna be 2 GB or something, but not even 2 GB, it's like 1 GB. After installing files and cache and everything, cookies, so not cookies, cache, so it's gonna get increased. So the maximum file size is 20, but if you want to upload a larger version, you can contact the tryhack me. So since we are not gonna install Windows machine unless you are gonna do, well, I won't be in this course. And in Ubuntu, yeah, I'm gonna go through this one, Ubuntu 64-bit only. So the VMs that we're gonna upload, right? The VMs that we are gonna upload, uh, these are the versions that TryHackMe asks for the VMs to upload. Well, of course, these are the versions that are available, but I would say this version is much preferable because I have installed it many times already. And I had an issue with 20.04. I recently installed it, sorry. Yeah, this one, yeah, I recently installed it and uploaded it many times and had an issue with that. So I downloaded 8.04, and yeah, it's working perfectly. And you can see these are the versions that you must download first. Well, it doesn't have to be 18.04, you can download anything. Then we have the Red Hat server, the CSC, CentOS, Debian, Debian 1, Oracle, and Linux. And if you're gonna upload a VM, please remove the GUI, because if you have installed GUI, it's not gonna work. So it's better to remove the GUI. Right, it's downloading a 33.7 MB file. So that's one upload instruction. Please note that you can upload an object at a time. Alright, I'll fast forward from here on. Alright, now as you can see on the top, you can see that the installation has been completed, and it's already completed the installation. So let me click on the VM and let me move through the arrow keys and press on close, and yeah, reboot the system now. Please remove the installation medium and press enter. So what we're going to do is that we're going to close the Ubuntu machine, power off the machine. Okay, then we're going to go to settings, and should be somewhere here as I guess. Alright, in system, what we're going to do is that we're going to remove the optical and the floppy disk, and we're going to keep only the hard disk as, because the system has been installed to the hard disk. And if I keep on optical or yeah, not floppy, but if I keep on optical, well, it's gonna run the ISO file again sometimes, like when installing Paratois or Linux, any systems, if you run the VM after installing keeping the optical, then it gonna boot the system again, like to reinstall the system again and so on. So let me keep the hard disk okay, then start the machine. Alright, something failed, but I guess it's okay, right? So my login was Umair and password was Umair too. Yeah, perfect. So we are inside the server. I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you. Alright, we are back again. So before moving on to the main things, I just want you to install two things on this server. So after you have logged then as you can see that my username is Umair and my password is Umair. You can give your credentials, yeah. So we're gonna install two things now, and we'll be moving on to some other stuffs later. So first of all, what we're gonna install is the SSH. So I'm not quite sure whether it's installed or not. So let's go on and sudo install. Sorry, sudo apt get install, right? So let's give apt install SSH, and Umair's password is Umair. Yep, install it. So we'll be installing OpenSSH client, OpenSSH server, and the FTP server here. And so that's have been installed, and we're gonna install sudo apt install whatever, yeah, Apache 2. So we'll be installing Apache 2. So give it a go. So that's all for this video. We have installed Apache 2 and SSH. Restart service during package upgrade without asking. Yes. And as of last, we just do a system CTF restart Apache 2. Oops, authentication. Alright, so sudo system CTF Apache 2. Oh, sorry, it's asking for my password. Right, hold on. Alright, I'll meet you in the next video. Alright, in this video what we're going to do is that we're going to configure UFW firewall, because since we installed SSH and Apache 2, the main point of this server installing SSH is to get to this server from another machine. So what we want to do is that we need to allow the server that in case if someone from outside is trying to get the SSH, then we should allow it, like allowing the port number 22, the SSH port number, to get accessed by some other machines. So if you are first of all, what we're going to do is that we're gonna get the root user by doing sudo su. Alright, perfect. Then we are this root user. So what we're going to do is that I'm going to check my UFW status first. So it's inactive. I would recommend that if you are unfamiliar with UFW status, then go with status inactive, like disabling it. If not, if you are good with Linux and if you want any firewalls, then you should go with UFW enable first. So the status now is active and there are no ports configured, which means that no one can access the SSH through any other machines. So we need to enable it. So you can enable it by UFW enable. You can give it as SSH or 22/TCP or just the 22. So I'm gonna, oops, not the enable, it should be allow, I'm sorry for that. So you have UFW allow SSH, right? So if we check the status now, it states that 22 TCP allow anywhere, so which means that it's already configured. But if you are not unfamiliar with SSH, sorry, UFW, if you're unfamiliar with UFW, and in case if it's active, you can just deactivate it by UFW disable. So our main point from here is that we're going to use the server from another machine like Kali, Parrot, any Linux Ubuntu machine, or the Windows server itself, because we won't be using the server like this anymore. So that's the main point, and we should allow the TCP. So in case if you allow the UFW, please add the ports to this. If not, you can just disable the firewall. It doesn't matter, right? Thank you. Hello back again. Well, I'll be going through on the SSH part now. Well, to connect to the machine, you need to have a Linux machine like, Kali Linux. Since you're using TrackMe and stuff, you'll be having Kali Linux probably, but you're not always like Parrot OS. Then we have the Fedora, Ubuntu, Red Hat, CentOS and all. Yeah, Red Hat has been stopped, right? So CentOS, well, or the Windows machine itself, you gotta install it in the VirtualBox. It's you have plenty of tons of videos in YouTube on how to install Kali Linux on VirtualBox, how to install and this and that stuff and all. So you can watch one of the videos and install it here. And the main thing that I should say that this is my ASAS, is my SAS, is my uh, Paratoise machine. So I just want to remind you that change the network to bridged adapter on this and the Ubuntu server. So on Ubuntu server, change it to bridged adapter and the Paratoise. So after you changed it to Paratoise, so simply if you are logged in, then you can find the IP address of the server like this, IP-A or the ifconfig command. So it states that 192.168.8.107. So that will be my IP address for now. So in case, if probably we'll be giving a handy password for the user in the server. So what are we if the password is so complex, then we can find the IP address through like this too, sudo nmap, and my IP address gonna be like, let me get that too. Yeah, so my IP address is this one. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna do nmap scanning sudo nmap then 19, let me paste it over here. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna do the scan /24, which means that it's gonna scan all the ports, sorry, all the IP addresses from 192.168.8.0 to 8.255. So it will scan all the devices that are connected in this IP address and list out it all. So the way how we are gonna find the IP address of the server is through the name. So Oracle VirtualBox Virtual NIC is our server name, and it's 192.168.8.107, and these are the two ports that are open. So in case if the 22 open SSH or any of these ports are not here, then you have to configure the UFW firewall by allowing these ports to be open for, yeah, from anywhere. Yeah, that's how the UFW firewall should be. So after getting the IP address, what we're going to do is that yeah, we have the 22 open SSH, which means that we can connect to the server from here onwards. So we can do the simple SSH command. So let me just clear it out, and Where is the zoom in button? Control plus plus. All right. So I'm gonna do the sudo, not sudo, sorry, ssh. Then my username at IP address was 168.8.107, as I remember. Oops. All right. We're gonna do this one. Copy, paste. All done. Then the ssh command. Yes. Then the password gonna be, so we are logged into the system. You can, sorry, so we are logged into the system. We'll continue from here on the next video. Thank you. All right, so we are inside the server. So this is my Ubuntu server. The server is up and running over here. So you don't have to do anything. You just need to open the server and keep as it is. Then this is my, I'm already inside my server. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get the, first of all, the root. Sorry, mayor. Yep. So this is where I am. And the first thing that you have to do is that add a user. So first of all, you need to come up with a handy name, like, you know, when you're creating a CTF, it should be good, nice. It should be nice to look, and the word should be so handy, so it might seem like an official CTF to play. So I'm gonna keep my username as Villanio for now. Not for now. It's gonna be Villanio. So I'm gonna add a user, add user called Villanio. So yep, so I'm gonna keep the password. So to change the password, uh let me create a document for now. Where is it? All right, that's over here. I'm gonna keep it as, let's save the information here. So my username is Villanio. It's simple V, right? Yep, it should be simple V since it's the username. And the password is gonna be, well, I'm gonna keep the password as, since I need the password to be handy, I'm gonna keep the password as I am, let's keep it as Villanio, right? Villanio. So this method seems pretty handy, right? So yeah, I'm Villanio. This will be my password. Yeah, you can create any type of password, or you can just keep any random password if you want, but don't keep it as a brute forceable password. If in case if you are not keeping the CTF to be brute forced, well, you can change the password as you want over here, but mine is going to be Omer Villanio. Sorry, I am Villanio. Pasted. Alright, then we're gonna set the rest of the things to be default. Yes, information are correct. So sorry, so you can check it out by cat/etc password. So here we have the 1001 ID as the Villanio. So here has a home. Now in case, right, in case if you want the SSH to be brute forced, right, there are many ways to create the CTF, right? In case if you want the SSH to be brute forced, then you can keep a pretty simple name, like, sorry, what do you call the password, right? You have the q.txt. If I cat it out, it's gonna be a mess. So you can keep like Jenny, Clarence, or ABC password 123 or password at 123, something like that, since it's brute forceable. Or you can give a brute forceable list to them containing your password. So you can say that use this list to brute force your password and so on, if it's gonna take too much of time using the rock.txt. So that's one way. Or if not, if you are gonna save the password somewhere inside the server, then you can actually create a handy password and keep the file somewhere in the server. So let's think about that later. For now, uh, and remember that when you're creating a CTF, please open a document and save all the information. You don't have to, it don't have to be tidy, like, you know, I have created the username Villanio, and it doesn't have to be like that. You can just do yeah, Villanio and keep it somewhere like this, so you know that I am Villanio is the password of Villanio, right? You just have to keep a note about it, that's all. If not, you're gonna get lost. Alright, I have created it. Now let me move on to slash home. Alright, what do we have here? So we have the Umair user, right? So we need to remove him. I'll just show you that we won't be able to remove him because remove dash home Umair, because he cannot be removed because we logged into the system as Umair, right? So we won't be deleting him right now, and we'll be deleting the user later. So we'll move through on and see you on the next video. Yeah. So in this video, I'll be setting a password for root so that when we delete the user Umair, then we have to log in as the Villanio. Then getting the root from Villanio, which we cannot do from sudo su, what we are going to do is that we're going to give a root the password so that we can switch the user to root. So simply we can do it by you can say password, then simply give it as root. So I'm going to enter the new password as root2, simple root. You can enter whatever password you want, but I prefer for now to keep it as root and save it in the document as it is. In order to remove the user, as you can see over here, cat hc slash password, that we got a user called Umair Hussein. So in order to remove him, we need to change the SSH login. So let me do the reboot of the system, and let's wait till the server gets rebooted. All right, let's give it some time. Alright, so it's up, and I'm going to do the SSH login this time with Villanio, the created user at 192.168.8.107, and for password, alright, Control C, paste, done. So we can get the root by su root, and password's going to be root. Perfect. So to remove the mail, what I'm going to do is that we're going to use the del user command. Just remove home, then mail. Perfect. So now the deleting process has been completed, and we can check it over. Let's see, sorry, let's see password. Yep, perfect. So let's meet in the next video. Alright, now what we're going to do is that we're going to change the host name of the server. So you could have changed the host name when installing the server itself at the beginning, where I gave Ubuntu as the host name, and you could have given anything. So for it's better if you can give the CTF a host name where it's something related to the CTF that you're gonna make, and if it's handy, it's better to give it like that. So I'm gonna change my Ubuntu host name to the name Hacker Gritty in the server itself, right? So there are two files that we're gonna edit. One is etc hostname, which is in the hostname. All right, this is the file, and the other file is host, right? So both of them are present in the etc folder. So there are plenty of tools that you can use to edit, like vim, vi, and all. I'm gonna use the nano, which is more easy to me. So etc and host name. Perfect. Then here you will have the host name that you have already given. Change it to Hacker Gritty, which is my host name. Sorry, Hacker Gritty, right? Hacker Gritty, right? Perfect. So in order to serve this file, you can press Ctrl O to overwrite, enter, then Ctrl X to exit. Perfect. Then I'm gonna change the host file to. So in here, by default, usually you would have something like sorry, 1.1 over here, right? And you will have the server name default by default. So what we are going to do is that if you have the server name, then you're going to change it to the server name that you are going to give. And if you don't have a server name, then sorry, if you don't have this 127.0.1.1 value, then you're going to add it over here. Then press Ctrl O, enter, and Ctrl X. So it still says still that still it's Ubuntu. So we can just get it out by rebooting the system. Alright, now the server has been restarted, so let's log in back again. So it's gonna be, yep, so the hostname has been changed. You can check it by hostname command. So that hostname has been changed to Cybersecurity. In case if the hostname has not been changed after retrying, like after changing the name, then the problem is with the cloud configuration file. So I'll just show it to you. So there's a file called nano. It's in its cloud, and it's a cloud configuration file. So you just have to go down and set the preserve host name. It will be false, so you just have to change it to true. Control O, enter Control X, and restart it. Alright, now what we're gonna do in this video is that we're gonna create flags. So when we consider about flags, we need a bit design to add on it, so that that it might seem handy, but you don't have to add any design if you don't want to, but if you want, you can add on. So since my machine is hackability, I'll just go to Chrome. Then let me go to recipe or generator, sort of generator. This one, let's just open it and see. All right, okay. So let me type hackability and let me get some. Let's keep it factor, right? Hackability, yes. No, not factor. Wait, give me a second. So correct, yes. Hackability. Perfect. So I'm gonna, the height's gonna be full and disclosure. I'm gonna get a design to add to my flag so it might seem nicer. So let me scroll down a bit. You can get any sort of ASCII if you want, or any images from ASCII format. And yeah, let me go down a bit. No, no, and is there anything that's better? All right. So there's something that's better, right? So let me copy, and let me go over here and paste it in the document that I created. And now what we're going to do is that we're going to create flags. So there should be two flags in order to get the CTF, because my CTF is based on group privilege escalation, right? Sorry, privilege escalation. So there should be two flags, because one is the user's flag, the other is the root's flag. So in order to get my flag, so let me create a flag like this, flag in curly brackets. Then let me create the first flag for the Villanio user. So when the player gets access for Villanio, then he can actually get the flag from Villanio's folder. So that's one thing. So I'm going to create the flag like, let's say Villanio is correct, right? So Villanio, sorry, no spaces, is correct. Perfect. So this is going to be my flag, and let me keep some spaces over here. Right, 1, 2, 3 spaces. All right, so my ID is Villanio and Ranama. Sorry, I'm in home Villanio already. So I'm gonna create a file called nano user.txt. You can keep it as flag.txt or anything, but I'm gonna keep it as user.txt. All right, perfect on it. And I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna keep these spaces, copy, paste it over here. Then Control O, enter, Control X. So if I get the user.txt now, I'm gonna get the flag, and
I can actually paste it over there by creating the root, right? So user flag is done. So if I check, the thing is that don't create this flag, sorry, don't create this file as being a root user. Just remember that being the user itself, create the flag because we need the file with this group and username. And now what I'm going to do is that my user.txt is correct, sorry, already made. So I'm going to create the root flag now. So let me go to root. My password goes root as well. Yes, perfect. So I'm going to move on to slash root. Yeah, what do we have here? We don't have anything in root. So for root flag, let me create something like, let's say, all right, I would say something like, let's keep it as flag. Hackability is compromised, so the system is compromised. So let's keep the system name hackability is compromised. So hackability is compromised. Right? Hackability is compromised. Yeah, perfect. So let me copy this and control C. Then I'm gonna nano root.txt. Perfect. I'm gonna paste it. Seems a bit okay. Yeah, let's control O, enter, control X, and let's go capital. I guess there's an extra line. Give me a second. All right, control O, enter, control X. So, oops. Yeah, now it seems perfect. So we have the root flag over here and the user flag over the Villanio. So simply if I change my if I change myself to Villanio and when I try to enter root, I won't be able to enter root. As you can see that permission is denied. So we have created the flags, then let's see in the next video.
Alright, since we have configured the server now, we have to decide a way to get into the system and hack the way to the optail root. So what I'm gonna do is that there are plenty of ways to get into the system, like you can use FTP or any other vulnerabilities, WordPress, and there are and other stuff. So one of the thing that I'm gonna use now for today is that uh, Drupal CMS. So there is a famous vulnerability in Drupal. As you can see, let me show you search exploit. Yeah, it was in Drupal 7.54 actually. So let me give it a 7.5. So sorry. So the famous exploitation that took place was this one, Drupal Gedon, where it has a Metasploit payload, so it is pretty simple to get the access. And plus, this gives the remote code execution, so you can simply get into the system. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use this CMS as the way to get into the server inside the server. So first of all, in order to install let's say, yeah, in order to install a CMS, content management system, we need to, like, Drupal, WordPress, and Joomla. Those things are actually CMSs. So in order to install them, first of all, we need to have PHP and SQL installed. So I'll provide the link in the description, but for now, yeah, we have the cloudbooklet.com site. So what I'm going to do is that we're going to do just a copy paste thing. So let me go over here and get this. Sorry. All right, I'm gonna get the root one. See root, perfect. So first of all, let's do an update here. Paste update working. Yeah, then we have the, yeah. Uh, you don't have to upgrade the system since we are uploading it to the TryHackMe or OneHub or anything. So let me copy the second code as software property is common. uh, we got a problem over here. What was it? So unable to is another process using it, could not get locked. Where do we get this? Oh, can be upgraded to see. Alright, we don't have to upgrade it. Alright, here could not get the lock open, resource temporarily unavailable. Unable to lock the administration directory is another process using it. Alright, let's give the second one. And what does it say now? Enter to continue. Alright, that part's done. So let's do the sudo update now. Perfect. Alright, so let's move on. We won't be installing this FPM, and we're gonna install this sudo apt install php 7.3. Yeah, install it 7 MB, it's okay. Alright, that's installing. 29, 40. And after the install has been completed, you can check whether the PHP has been installed and which version is installed to the server. So this command gives the version of PHP, which means that the server has 1.3 PHP. And what we're going to do is that we'll be needing every these are the extensions that PHP needs. We'll be needing every extensions over here, and dash y in the sense that you don't have to press y whenever it asks to install it. So we're going to give dash y so that it actually gives yes to everything that asks. So we're going to install everything, copy, paste it over here. Well, this is going to take some time, so I'm going to skip the video for a while. Alright, the PHP extensions are being installed. Let's give it some time. That's all for the PHP part, and in the next video I'll be installing the MySQL 5.7 probably. Yeah, thank you. Alright, so after we install the PHP, what we're going to do is that we're going to install MySQL, and particularly 5.7, because there is MySQL 8, and MySQL versions after MySQL 8, they had a problem with the password encryption methodology. Not a problem actually. The Drupal CMS 7.54 uses an encryption method that has been used in MySQL 5.7, and MySQL 8 is actually, it uses a different type of encryption, so the database won't connect. So in case if your Drupal did not connect with the database, that's the problem with the MySQL. So install MySQL 5.7. So let me clear out the screen a bit, and well, don't mess up the server. Just whatever you do, whatever you install, just do it in the home and in the users folder. So first of all, what we're going to do is that we're going to get this package and do the copy pasting again. I'll provide the link in the description, and yeah, and we're gonna paste the command again, enter. And what we're gonna do is that you can move through your arrow keys and press MySQL server and cluster and make it 5.7, not 8. Remember to make it MySQL 5.7, then enabled and disabled, and press OK. Perfect. Then here it says that we're on 5.7, and we're gonna do an update. All right, and in case if you have this error, let's say that public key is not available and the public key is this, whereas it's the same as here. You're gonna do this, you're gonna copy this one and paste it over here, enter, then do the sudo update again. It hasn't executed yet. Alright, sudo update again, and the error would have been gone now. So by this we can check the version that's gonna be installed. So it says 5.7, 5.7 and 5.7. So the image sometimes would be like this. It's okay. So now we're gonna install the client, community server and the server. Copy, and let's check whether this takes, yeah, this will take some amount of time. So I'll just skip the video for now by after pressing Y. Alright, while the installation is being processed, it would ask for a root password for the MySQL. So better to give that password as simple or OOT2, because you don't have to mess up with the root password. Now we'll change the password much harder later. So press OK, then root again, yeah, and let the progress finish, and we can check, we can, let's give it some time. So yeah, by this command we can enter the, sorry, so we're gonna, what did happen, yeah, by this command we can enter SQL root, and we are inside the server. So we're gonna check the version by this method. So we've installed 5.7.40. so let's meet in the next video. Thank you. Alright, now so we installed the MySQL and PHP that are required to the CMS. So we're going to download the CMS right now. So first of all, let me ls, and we got a file called this one. So we're going to remove it first. So remove star dot, what's the extension, depth, right? Yeah, perfect. So it has been removed. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to head on to cd/var www html, yeah, ls. So we got only the index file over here, and we're going to download the package in here. So let me go to Firefox, then type, you can Google it. So Drupal 7.54, this is the version, wait, sorry, Drupal 7.54, this is the version that we are looking for. And here we have the file Drupal 7.54, and yeah, we're gonna get the zip file, control copy link. Then I'm gonna head on to the server again. You can enter the server through SSH as I showed before. This is inside my server, so I'm gonna do the wget, and yeah, it's been downloaded. How many MB is it again? Alright, it's 3.62, right? Yeah, it's a simple small amount of MB. And we have the file over here. What we're going to do is that we're going to create a directory first. Let's name it as Drupal. Then no, sorry, I'm going to delete it. Let me delete that. Yeah, so we have these files, Drupal sample file. Let me unzip it. Do we have the unzip command? Let me check. Alright, so sorry, you can install the unzip command here if you want. If not, you can download the tar file and actually do the tar xvf. Yeah, unzip the file now. Perfect. Now the this is the folder that the Drupal 7.54 unzipped, and this is the file. So we're gonna get rid of the zip file now. Drupal.zip file, we're gonna get rid of that ls, and I'm gonna change the Drupal's name for just Drupal, and yeah, perfect. Alright, now what we're gonna do is that since we have the Drupal on here, we're gonna add a database to the MySQL. Then we need to add a user and we need to grant him the user permission. So these are the four codes that we'll be using, and I have already created one where this is the username of the user and his password in the MySQL. Then I would say it's better to create a random password where it's not that easy to crack, and this will be the database name, and here we grant the all database permissions to the user, then we flush the privileges. So first of all, let me enter to MySQL, sorry, dash u root, then dash p, yeah, and it's root again. So I'm in MySQL, so let me paste each code. I'll provide the code in the description. So copy it, paste it over here, enter, yeah. And first of all, let me show you the databases. Show databases, I guess. Databases, is it? Is this the command? I'm not quite sure about that. Yeah, this is the one. So we have only the 4 databases. So let me copy it, paste it over here, and we have the Drupal database. And I'm gonna give the permissions, paste, done, and I'm gonna flush the privileges. Yeah. So we have successfully created the database part, and we'll move on to the port configuration in the next video. So I have already downloaded the Drupal 7.54 CMS and already unzipped it, so we can see it over here, that Drupal file. And let me move on to Drupal over here. And yes, so we have the Drupal files over here. So in this video, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to configure the ports where it redirects the IP addresses to Drupal. And first of all, I need to give permission for the Drupal folder as www-data as user and the owner. So let me move backwards a bit, right? All right, so I'm in the var www.html file. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to type chown -r, then it's www and data to www user and group, and I should be giving it to Drupal folder. Yeah, perfect. So I have given the yeah, the folder should look like this, whereas test, read, write, execution permission and all right, it should probably look like this. So the part of giving ownership is over. Then I'm going to give the, well, I should move on to the Apache 2 folder now. So here we have a port called ports.conf, right? So in ports.conf, what I'm going to do is that, ports.conf is the configuration file. We need to listen to the port where the actually the port number that redirects the IP addresses to the Drupal site. So in my case, my IP address and the port number I'm going to give is 8081 in my case. So we should keep the this is my port address that's gonna lead the IP address to the Drupal CMS. So you should make it available as listen 8081 in ports.conf. So control O, enter. Nope, sorry, control O, enter, control X. Perfect. So let me get it out again to check it. Right, perfect. And the other thing that you have to do is that you're gonna give there's a folder called sites available. Here we have it. So we're gonna move into that sites available. Then here we have the configuration file. So whatever the CM you're gonna use, you just need to create a configuration file for that. So in my case, I'm gonna create a file called drupal.conf, and I'm just gonna paste this following code. I'll be giving this in description. Paste it over here. So in this code, what it means is that you have the port number here. You should give the port number here, then the directory where the Drupal or any other CMS is in. So as you can see, this part is not actually necessary, but this one is the main thing that you have to go through. Document root should redirect the where the IP address and the port should lead to. So this is the file. So Control O, enter Control X, and now we'll be able to see the Drupal.conf. So after this, we have another code that we have to write, is that a2 insight, and we need to give the Drupal configuration file. Now it says to reload the Apache 2, so let's do this to paste and perfect. And now the Apache has been set, and in case if you have enabled UFW, please allow the port 8081, or the port that you're going to give to, allow it in the UFW. So what I'm going to show is that internet Firefox, yep. So the IP address of the server is, let me check that, IP-A. Yeah, the IP address of this server is this one, so let me copy paste it. And we have, if I just click on, we'll be going to the port 80. So to move on to 8081, and this will lead to the Drupal site. And the next video will just start the video from installing the Drupal and patching it up. Thank you. Alright, now let's proceed with the installation. So I'm gonna give the standard right over here, and English 7 continue. And for database name, we are gonna create a database user, password, and the database name. These are things that we're gonna provide now. So the database name was DrupalDB, Control C and Control V. Database user, in my case it was Drupal user, Control C, Control V, and the password was this, right? And save and continue. Oh, don't save. So these are the errors that you get, right? So these things you should patch it. So we have the form.inc one. Let me copy it out. All right, I missed it. So we have this error, right? It was form.inc and the bootstrap.inc. So what we are going to do is that we are going to get the Drupal patches. So Drupal form.inc Drupal 7.54, right? So Drupal 7.54 form.inc error. So let's see that no, before form.inc, let's go through that, right? So before form.inc, we'll just go through this. So we have this error. So let me copy it out, copy it, and let me go to Chrome and paste it out. Then yeah, we have this one, right? So we have this issue. So let me go to one of these, open link, perfect. So what do we have here? So deprecated 7, right? So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna copy this patch and we're gonna get it over there. So copy link, and sorry, let me go over here, ls, sorry, pwd, where am I need to go to now cd var www html and Drupal. Now ls is perfect, so I'm gonna get that one, wget control v, yeah. All right, so what we're going to do is that we got the patch file here. So that's the file right here. So we're going to patch the file. So the command for patching a file is that, let me zoom in a bit. I haven't zoomed in it out, right? Let me, it's patch dash p1. So less than sign. Then I'm going to give the patch name, but unfortunately I forgot it. So uh, ls deprecated, right? So I'm going to give it as deprecated, perfect. So it will patch the whole file system. Then when I go over here and refresh the system, then it should get rid of this. All right, so it actually get rid of that. and we had an error about foam ink, right? So let me go over here and find that error too. I forgot to get the actual name of it, so let me give it as Drupal foam.ink error patch. So let me give it like that. Do we have something like that? Not the bootstrap.ink. No, if the error continues, let's check it out. So the site name's gonna be my CTF name. It's hacker gritty, right? So email address, let's give it as a fake one, hackergritty@gmail.com. Do we have one? Yeah, hackergritty@gmail.com. For username, I'll just give for this one, let's give Cloasia, which is my username of the parrot machine. And a password, for a password, give a random password which is kind of hard to crack, so let's go to a password generator. All right, so here we have one. Yeah, we should get a password. All right, so we have a password, right? So copy it. Perfect. So we need to keep a note about the Croatia, and his password is this one. Control S, paste and paste. Default country, you don't have to set these things. Then the, yeah, this will be the Drupal CMS credits, right? Right, we can keep it note about like this, right? Save and continue, don't save. Right, now here we have the problem, so let me copy this one and do the patch part again. All right, we have this one, and copy it, copy link address, and do the wget. So wget control V, and the patch name was this time not deprecated. We have another patching count warning, so it's gonna be patch dash p1 less than count. Right, it's patched, and I guess that's all for now. Let's refresh it, resend. Yeah, perfect, so it's working, right? It's working fine. So now we have to do is that we're gonna get rid of these patch files, so we can do a simple dash rroot stop patch. So these things have been deleted and the Drupal is working fine. So let me go back to the Drupal now. Yeah, perfect. And for my account, I'll go to all right, so I'm already inside the my account, right? So dashboard, one of this. So we're already inside, and you can actually create a post if you want. So let me go and add a new content. Let it be an article. So for that, let me give it as lorem ipsum. Then for tag, let's give as lorem plus comma, right? Ipsum. And for body summary, let's create a lorem ipsum generator. Is lorem ipsum Hebrew? I'm not quite sure about that. So yeah, generate 5 paragraphs. Give me something. All right. So this is something about lorem ipsum. Control C. Go here, paste. Yeah, and no uploading. Save. All right. So the article has been posted. Let's give it save. Yeah, the article has been posted. So when I log out, let's see what it says, right? So when I log out and when I go to this port, it's gonna show something like this. And yeah, we have these things. So that's all for setting up the Drupal. Alright, so now we have set up everything and what we're gonna do is that we're gonna hack into the system through Drupal 7.54. So let me close this Firefox and yeah, now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna get into the server as an attacker. So since what we're gonna do is that we know that already it runs 8081 import 8081 the Drupal runs, so the IP address was 192.168.8.107 I guess, and it was 8081, right? Yeah. So first of all, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna do a GoBuster scan. So let me do a GoBuster, simple GoBuster scan. So GoBuster directory dash u, then paste the URL. Perfect. Then for word list, I have my own word list, as you can see. Word list. Yeah, this is my own word list. You can use any word list you want, and there are plenty of in seclist in GitHub. And as you can see that there are plenty of directories that came across, and I'll be focusing on the changelog.txt. So in changelog.txt, let me copy this, and in changelog of the txt we get the Drupal version that's running on. So simply when the attacker actually tries to get this, what he's gonna do is that he's gonna simply do a search exploit scan on Drupal 7.54. So in Drupal 7.54, here we have the remote code execution on Metasploit, and the attacker will be trying that too. So since we have it in Metasploit, I'll be going through MSF console and give it some time to open. The beauty of Metasploit is that it's art, and here we have an art. All right, yeah. So first of all, we're gonna search for Drupal Gedon. So let me type Drupal 7. So here we have plenty of exploits that can be used, and we'll be focusing on the Drupal Gedon, this one. So let me use that one. It's use one. Perfect. So give me some options. So there is the R host needed, R port needed, and the L host and L port needed. So in L port we won't be doing anything. In L host, if you're using any VPN, then like when we use TryHackMe, we'll be using the OpenVPN. Then give the OpenVPN's IP address in L host. If not, give the attacker's machine IP address. I'll show you mine. Uh, where is the IP address? Yeah, so 8.125, that's my machine's IP address, so it's already been given as default. So let me set the R host. For R host, we'll be giving the IP address of the web server, which was 107. The not this one, sorry. This one, yeah, 192.168.107, and yeah, set our hosts and set our port as it was 8081. Perfect. And give me the options. Okay, so here we have the my IP address, the port, and the R host. So let me exploit into the system. Oops, something went wrong, right? So we got an error. It's saying exploitable due to unknown connect. Set force exploit to true to override check results. All right. I don't think we have any errors, right? Our port, all right. Our host, it's 108. Sorry. So really the our host was 107. So 192.168.8.107, and let me exploit it again. Alright, so the target is vulnerable, and we'll be getting a meter session in any moment. Yeah, it's open, and we'll be getting one. Where is it? Give me the session. Alright, okay. So one of the idiotic thing I would say is that using the meter session as from the Metasploit. So it's always better to get the shell mod, and from here let me get the interface. Alright, so ID, as you can see that this is www-data. So we are already into the server, so we can actually, we can actually check who are the users by cat. Let's see, sorry. see password. Sorry. Oops. Alright, so from here we can check that there's a user called Villanio. So that's how an attacker could actually exploit into the server. And from here on, he needs to find the user's password. So we can actually hide the user's password inside the server and let the attacker find out and get the user privilege of Villanio. Sorry, oh yeah, user privilege of Villanio. So that's all for this video. Alright, so what we're gonna do is that, let me clear out the screen a bit, right. So what we're gonna do is that we need to hide the password of the user Villanio somewhere inside this. So uh, a better place to hide the password is by making it as a backup file and saving it in somewhere like backups where the backup files are saved. So in my case, I'll be giving the chance to the folder cd/var and backups. So here I'll be saving my uh, files, and please remove these backup files, the group shadow password and gshadow. So let me remove those files. So rm, and I have those files starts with backup, right? So star.back. Perfect. So we don't have those files anymore, so we need to create a backup file. So let me create it. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to save the password of Villanio, and I'm gonna encrypt it. Actually, it's not, yeah, encoding it, not encrypting. I'm going to encode it with base 32 because base 64 is common and everyone knows how to crack it, but base 32 it might seem a bit different. So I'm gonna I'm gonna encode it by base 32. So let me do the menu. I'm gonna make it as enc then creds, right? So yeah, I'm gonna make it a encrypts dot backup. I'd say is backup okay. Yeah, encrypts dot back, right? Yeah, so perfect. So I'm gonna write something like the password of Vinanio is encrypted. No, let me retype it as following the encrypted password of Vinanio. Right? So following is the encrypted password of Villanio. So let me give an enter, two enters, yeah, perfect. And I'll go back here. I'm gonna do to base 32 encoding. Yeah, what's this? Let me give it a look. And meanwhile, let me get the password of Villanio. Copy and paste. Yeah. So let me copy the encoded version. Copy, and let's recheck it by decoding back again. Decode base 32. Put, yeah, perfect. So it's working. I'm gonna paste it over here. Control O, enter, and Control X to exit. So now we have the encrypts.back file, and it's perfectly created. All right, so you know that we have already saved the password and we have almost completed everything. Now what we have to do is that we need to make the user Villanio somehow to get the root privilege access. So the simplest way is by giving the permission of application. If you played what do you call the CTFs before, you played CTFs before, you would have known that there are plenty of ways of getting Linux privileges, like using cron tab, sudo health, and environment variables, and plenty of stuffs to get the root. So I'm gonna use the sudo l, and I'll be adding few more in future, I guess. All right, so plenty of let me move on to this site. It's gtfo bins. Let me close these. Why does it take too much of time? So we have it here. Yes. So let me type CTF for bins here. It's taking too much of time. Come. No. So this is the site GT4 bins, and in this, let this site open. Uh, it's taking too much of time. All right, the site. This is the site, right? So this is the site. So we'll be focusing on sudo. So when you click sudo, there are plenty of applications where it runs sudo, and by having this application, we can gain the root permission easily. So what we have to do is that we should allow the user Villanio to run any of these program right over here, so that he can gain the access of root simple by using the code given in this GTF4 bins. So I'll be using the Vim. Where is Vim? ABCDU Vim, right? Perfect. So I'll be using the Vim application so that he can get the sudo permission, sorry, root permission, root privilege through this code, or either by this code or by this code. So I'll be giving Vim. So let me go on. You can select one here, any of these application. I'll show you how to do that. So first of all, what we have to do is that if you select any application, we need to find its path where it has been, where it is. So in my case, it's Vim. So I'm gonna type which Vim. So the which command will be giving us the path, exact path of where the Vim relies. So the Vim is in user bin Vim. So let me copy this out. And what we have to do is that we need to go in nano etc, and we need to change the file sudo us. So it's sudo us sudos. So we need to go bottom, and we're gonna type the username here, Villanio, then tab space, then I'm gonna type all equal inside the bracket simple root, then space, no pass wd, sorry, pass wd, colon space, and I'm gonna paste the path of the Vim. So here we have the path of the Vim. Control O, enter, Control X. So the file has been saved. So let me cut out the etc sudos. So here we have the Villanio root no password Vim. Now if I go to Villanio, sorry, it's Villanio. So when I go to Villanio, let me clear this out. And when I type sudo -l, where it lists the program which can be run as sudo permission without without any password. So I can simply run Vim, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to GTF4 bins over here, and I'm going to copy this code sudo Vim, and I'm going to paste it over here. So when I hit enter, I get the non-interactive mode. So my ID is root now, and I can actually get the interface back again by --i, where I'm the root over here, and who am I? I'm root. So that's how we get the Linux privilege. Alright, in order to wrap up this CTF, there are two things that we have to change, and those are that we need to change the password of root and the password of MySQL root. So first of all, let's change the password of root. So let me do password, and I'm gonna give root, and for root I'm gonna give something, yeah, out of this, right? So I'm gonna do the password generator. All right, so it's taking some time, but it's okay. And I'm gonna go to last pass again, and in meanwhile let me go over here and let me keep a note about this. And MySQL, I'm gonna change the root password of MySQL too. So it's in here, It's still loading. Alright, so we'll be getting the password in any moment. Give me any password. So give any password that cannot be brute forceable unless you want it to be brute forced. Mm, so it's taking some time. Seems like this is a heavy site. Yeah, it came. Right, let me copy this. Go over here and paste it to this root. Save, then go to terminal, paste, enter, and paste, enter. Perfect. So if I go to Villanio and when I type this double T, so let me type root first. Nope, the password is wrong. Yeah, so let me do the paste it. Yeah, perfect. So I'm root. So the root password is wrong. Now what we're going to do is that I need to change the MySQL one. So let me go to MySQL -u root and -p for password, and the root password was this. Yeah. So let me create another password for this one. Generate, copy, then go to Notepad and paste it here. Save. And first of all, I need to use MySQL, I guess. MySQL. Uh, yeah, it's MySQL. Then there is a code that I need to use, so this will be the code. Uh, I'll give this in the description. So paste it over here and paste the password right over here. Oops, sorry, control is that. Oops, made a mistake. Root, use MySQL, and here, thank God that I copied it. Let me copy it again, copy, and paste it here, and copy this whole line, paste it over here, and let me change, yeah, flush privileges. Is it correct? Oops. Semicolon and exit. So let me try the root password again. Yeah, so access denied, which means that I can only access through that password. So now the MySQL and these things have been configured, and go check over the home Villanio folder so that you have left anything else except this user.txt plus cd/root and check whether you have left anything. Nope, so it's fine. And what you have to do is that first of all, clear the history. So we got a plenty of history over here. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna clear the history first. So we're gonna type history, then -c to clean it up. So when you press the up key, you won't get any history available. So it's done. So let's move on to Villanio now, and let's check the history of this. So history, and he got a plenty of history. So let me clear that out too. And perfect. Now we're all done, and we are ready to go. So as you can see here, it actually scans the 1,000 ports, common 1,000 ports. So it's all done. Then right, so this is the IP address of the system. So let me scan the IP address. So sudo map for v, enter. So these are the running things. I can do an aggressive scan and OS detection, so it gives more information about it. So it says that it has an SSH sorry, it has an SSH. So if we gave any weak password, then using Hydra we can get into the SSH by using brute forcing. And we have the HTTP and the 8081. And in 8081 it says that it runs Drupal 7, and it includes the changelog.txt. We can get through this, so or by the we can get this by the go buster scan. We can do the same. And let me go to application first, and let's check. Right, so our IP address was 192.168.8.107. So let's first of all go to the port 80. So in port 80 it just runs the Apache 2 plus so let me go to 8081. And yeah, here we have the Drupal 7, and since I got the changelog.txt, we can see that we have the Drupal 7.54. So let's copy it and paste it out here, and let's check what we have over here. To the exploit db, and here it says that we got Drupal Gidon 2, which is remote code execution. Alright, so there's something related to here. Now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna do a simple search exploit scan, then Drupal 7.5. So here it states that the Drupal Gidon has a multi-exploit payload. So we're gonna simply use the MSF console. Alright, yeah, the beauty of Metasploit, we have the, what does it say? Capture the flag 2020, yeah. And alright, so what we're going to do is that we're going to search for Drupal, and here we have the Drupal Gidon, so we're going to use that. Use one, show options, and here we have our IP address and the port and the rhost. We should set it out. So let me set it out by set rhost. IP address was 192.168.8.107, and set our port as 8081. The port of you should give the port address that actually redirects the IP address to the Drupal one, and everything's fine. And if you are using a VPN, then give the VPN IP address to the L host, which is the attacker machine's IP address, which is yours. And let me exploit it. So let's give it some time. MWC session has been opened, so we'll be getting the session in any moment. Alright, we got the session, so let's get the shell now and get the interactive mode. So as you know, we are in www-data, and usually when you're inside this, we're gonna do an ls, and we're gonna go through every files in here and check out whether we have password saved somewhere inside of here. And if you can't find any password, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna find it by using the find command, and name is gonna be anything that has a backup file, and we're gonna send address to dev null, which is a black hole in Linux. So this will give us the backup files that are there in the system, where this command means that it's gonna find anything inside the root folder in the name dot back, anything dot back, and gonna send the rest to that. So we have something called this one, so let me copy it out and cut it out. So the following is the encrypted password of Villanio. So this one is encrypted, we don't know which way. So the simple way is that there is a site called DenCode. This site actually allows how to actually decrypt the code. So if I put the string over here, it's gonna give plenty of outputs over here, and we're gonna pick up the one that is more that makes most sense. So the only one that makes more sense is the base 32 one. So I'm gonna copy it, Control C, and so to find the user in this server, we can use the cat etc. As I forgot to do that because I don't know why, but I forgot to do that. This is the first thing that we have to do, which is that we need to find the username. So username is gonna be Villanio. Alright, since we have the user, we can do the SSH scan. What SSH Villanio at 192.168.8.107. Yeah, and I'm gonna paste the password. Yep, we got the permission, so let's do an ls and cat user.txt. Perfect. So this is the flag that we have to provide as the Villanio's user text. And let's check whether we have access to root folder, cd root. No, the permission is denied. So the simple way is to do that sudo dash l. We got something called user bin vim. So we can go over here, vim gta4 bins vim. Alright, let's go down. Where's the sudo? Yeah, let me copy it up, paste, not here, paste, and bash dash I id. So root. So now I'll be able to go to the root. So cd slash root ls and cat root.txt. So this is how you exploit and crack the CTF. Thank you for watching. So as of last, I'll be going through how to upload the CTF to TryHackMe. So first of all, what you have to do is that we need to close the machine. So let me close the server now. Power off. So file, you have to go to the file, then export appliance. Then you have the Ubuntu 18. Then you can change the name over here. I'll just change it to Hacker Gritty. Then include all network adapter MAC addresses, and don't click on the include ISO image files, just the right manifest file, and keep this in the format like this. Press next. Then for name we can give hackerGT, so we can actually export the file. So yeah, so let's give it some time until it get exported. Alright, so now the Haggerty has completely exported, and you can see over here that the VM is in the format of OVA, and this is like, yeah, 2 GB, and this is how the file would look if you have exported the server. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna move on to Chrome, then go to TryHackMe. Then what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go to develop, then upload. Well, in case if there is yeah, develop and upload. So in here you're gonna give a title to the, let me show you an example so that you can come up with that. So let me go to dashboard, and do we have any, sorry, my rooms, and let's see. So do we have anything? Let me check over here. This should contain one. Do we have one? Yeah, perfect. So let me show you. So when I start the machine over here, you can see the title over here. So you can give any title name that it pop-ups here. So entitle them, and any description if you want. Then you can choose the, not the downloadable file. You're gonna choose VM, then select on Hackergritty. Where is it? It's in documents. So Hackergritty. Then here it says that these are the versions that are acceptable over here. You can check all those things, and in Ubuntu we were using 18.4, so that's available over here. Then I'm gonna click on the upload and finish. Oops, sorry. So let me give Yeah, you're gonna fill this up and you can give, let me give it over here, hacker gritty and Linux privilege escalation. Let me give it as that, and hacker gritty. Let me refresh it. Yeah, so you can click on like this and you can click in the upload and finish button, and here it says that please don't refresh the page, so don't refresh the page, it will upload and it might take some time depending on your network speed. Since I already uploaded, I'm gonna cancel the upload, then go over to the your material where I have uploaded it. So you can see that I have plenty of CTFs that have been uploaded. So this is the latest CTF that I uploaded, successfully converted. And I should remind that your CTF should be less than 20 GB, and in case if it's more than 20 GB, then you can contact the TryHackMe and go through the uh, so after creating it, what you're gonna do is that yeah, that's how you're gonna upload a VM. Now what you're gonna do is that after uploading the CTF is that you're gonna go to manage rooms, and it's taking some time. Let me close this. Yeah. And then what you're gonna do is that click on create a new room. So here we are inside the room, so you can give a title like, you can give the room title over here, description over here, then the type. Well, if it's a CTF, then it's a challenge, then you can give tags here, then room completion time and a room icon. So you can fill up this stuff. Then after you filling all this stuff, then you're gonna click on create room, then it will move to a place like let me show you. Since I have already created, I won't be going through that process, but you can fill on that. I would recommend you to go through some rooms so that it might help you on creating the rooms. So after creating, you'll be redirected to a page like this, so you can give on a completion time, and simply, if you are going through a walkthrough, like you're asking what are the port number open and so on, then it's gonna be easy. If you just ask the flags, then it's gonna be medium, and hard and insane are, I don't think that it would be. It's like, a new thing, and normally even a hacker actually tries so hard to get into the machines, then it's gonna be hard and insane. So we'll be usually using medium. And publicly, well, don't use publicly for now unless you create all the rooms and give on public. And for here you can give points and first bloods, cause it's a CTF. Then these things set it to default, and here change the type to challenge. And after setting through that, we can go move through the stats, and here these are the people that have viewed my room. And move on to category. In category you can select exploitation for privilege escalation, and there are plenty of stuff that you can select over here too. And in operating system you can click on Linux, and for point of view we're gonna give red because it's a CTF. So for tasks, here we have plenty of stuff. So we're gonna create a task called connection. We're gonna give the VM only to one task. Remember that there are two tasks I have created, and I have given only the VM to the connection task. And here you can see that there are four things available, and I'll be clicking on VM, and I'll be clicking on the hacker gritty, the last one I uploaded. Then the title of the task, then the objective. Then on here you can give a small description about the try hack me room that you created. and in question you can just keep it as start the VM because it's a connection. And at last we have the flag submission, and on here we have the submit the flag. So what is the user flag, what is the root flag, and answer is over here. So if you want you can click on this drop down and add a hint or remove the answer, anything that you want, and you're gonna save this. Then we'll move on to design. If you want to add any more tasks you can add it by clicking on add tasks, so on. And I'll be moving on to design. So in design you can give a room name. So this is the room name that's gonna get over in the URL. Plus in room icon I have already given one, but you can choose if there is any changes you want to make, or generate a random icon. And we have the users here who have actually in our who actually accessed our track mirror. And this is cloning in the sense that this allows to clone a room from a clone another person's room. And we have the access, so this link allows other users to collaborate with your project and help you add with other tasks and so on. And on here you can delete the room. So we go to general and we're gonna click on share room and click on checkout room if it's not public. If it's not public you can actually copy this link and send it over your friends to check out the room. And if it's public it's gonna take some time, and TryHackMe is gonna review your TryHackMe room and it's gonna public it. So it might take a time. So if it's true then you can go to this link, the room/hackability. If it's not public then you can go to this JR hackability CTF. So thank you, that's all for this video, hope we get along soon.